sponsor, Manscaped. You know, have you tried the new equipment that's been sent?
I'm afraid because it says weed whacker. I'm scared.
Maven, Manscaped. What are you thinking about
Love
Manscaped, dude?
Love it.
What do you use it for?
Necessity. What don't I use it for? Put it this way. The only hair I have on my entire body is these eyebrows.
Yeah.
That you see. These caterpillars racing to the middle of my nose. That's it.
That is it.
That's all I have. And that's all I want.
That's the
So Manscaped is a
You-
must.
We were talking before the show. There's nothing worse than just hair.
Yeah.
Right? Hair on a woman, hair on a man. It's just bad.
Absolutely. And it's the one thing that the older I get, it starts growing more in unwanted areas.
Absolutely.
I hate it.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Uh-oh.
Just going to go out there.
Oh, boy.
Go for it.
You're doing a deed.
Yes.
Again, I don't want you to have to admit this because we, as men, we try not to admit this. But if you're going to go do the deed on a woman,
I know
would
where
you
he's
rather
going.
have her be hairless or a little hair, racing stripe, or
Racing stripe.
full retro bush?
Racing
Well,
stripe.
Retro Bush is out.
Yes, thank you.
Retro Bush is out.
Yeah.
I don't mind a small, well manicured landing strip. Every now and then, if it's completely, and I'm talking like baby's ass bald, then I start. Where is that pedophilia line? I don't want to wander into that.
That's
thought
very
of it like
interesting.
that.
I never thought about that. You're a
Wow.
smart dude. Holy shit.
So if the landing strip is clean enough for the plane to go in smoothly, you're cool with that?
If the landing strip has, like I said, well manicured,
Yeah,
you can see both sides. It's not
Like blinking lights on both sides of that
I
landing?
just don't. I don't want. I don't want the shrubbery going off into unwanted areas on that as well.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Oh, look
but-
what you found. Ooh.
I got to be honest though. Hey, the older I get though, I don't think I can be as
I found it! I found
have
it!
you ever gone down there and she slowly brings down the underwear? Then
What is
retro? Just,
Absolutely.
You're like, whoa!
Wow.
Yeah, I'm
like
46.
it pops
of
out?
course.
Do you like walk out or what do you do?
No, I muster through. I muster up the courage to get
He's a
through.
trooper. He's a trooper. Gotta give him an A.
Not all heroes wear capes.
Yeah,
There you go.
I hear you.
There you
Listen,
go.
I couldn't
Super
say.
Bush.
I couldn't say. Well, if you have the same beliefs as Maven, does Manscaped could help you?
Absolutely.
The weed whacker.
Absolutely.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that I may have to, go in a room, close the door, and hang out with the weed whacker for a little while.
Yeah, I think you're a retro guy, aren't you?
I like 70s adult films, if that's what you're getting at.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
But
only
with that,
Ron
we're going to take a
Jeremy,
quick
Batman.
commercial break and we'll be
Anyway.
back with this wrestling icon, Maven.
We will see you in a drop kick second.
Drop kick.
It's a matter of getting confidence
Right.
and getting momentum at the right time. And I think that the Giants benching their players against the Eagles, I don't know if we did ourselves favors. We'll find out. I pray so.
Well, we're wishing best of luck and good luck to you Sunday. We'll be rooting for them too. So,
Yeah.
all right, man. Elephant in the room as far as wrestling goes. WWE up for sale. What is your thoughts on that, Enzo?
There's only one word to describe you, and I'm going to spell it out for you. SAWD. Saudi.
Saudi.
Do you really think that's going to happen?
Come on, man. Don't say that's going to happen.
No, man, I have no idea. Why the fuck do I look? I'd be an asshole just like everybody else speculating.
Has all of this been, surprising to you? What the fuck's going on over there? Or this is crazy.
I'm never surprised by the WWE or
What's
Vince
selling?
McMahon, man. They always do what's not to be expected, and they always do what you expect them to do.
But
There's a perfect mesh of we don't know what the fuck's going to happen there.
did you grow up as a wrestling
Oh
fan?
my God, did I ever?
So how does that-
You spoke on Bob Backlund.
Yeah.
Well, Bob Backlund and Diesel changed my life forever when I watched them beat him in 8 seconds in the Garden as
the
a
Garden,
kid. I was there for the curtain call, and that literally broke kayfabe for me. So on the ride home, I'm asking my dad why Hunter Hearst Helmsley was in the ring with Diesel, Razor, and I just didn't understand
How that
why
could
Shawn
happen.
Michaels would be out there. I could get Diesel and Razor and Shawn, but why did Hunter Hearst Helmsley? So it was Hunter who broke kayfabe for me. The whole ride home, because I was already at that point, I was asking every day, is wrestling real?
Yeah.
Is wrestling real? Bro, I loved wrestling as a kid. It's all I ever wanted to be when I grew up, and it just came to me in the craziest way, form, and fashion. Dude, God is good. I believe in God. He has a plan for me. I've been high, I've been low, I've been everywhere, I've been rich, I've been broke. I'm up right now. I feel good. I've been blessed to figure out life beyond pro wrestling, and have a life, and not need to wrestle to make income, to make ends meet. And that's what I think affords you the ability to fall back in love with pro wrestling. I think that when I got fired by WWE, just like anybody else in the history of that company who's been let go, you just are so, like, I hate you. I hate, like an ex-girlfriend. Like, I can't look at you. I can't think about you. I don't want to be near it. I don't, like, it's too hard. I loved it so much. I loved my life. I loved where I was. I loved my parents, my family. I made people proud. My hometown. I came from a small town. I didn't have much growing up. My dad was a DJ. Christmas was good, but I went to wrestling shows, so I wasn't a poor kid. I lived a great life here in the Northeast growing up. I was ducking in and out of alleys to smoke my pot. I was throwing rocks through windows of cars, and I was just a lunatic kid who loved pro wrestling, was jumping off the swings and super kicking people on the playground, in elementary school, and just playing with my friends before the days of cell phones. And we had the blessing of being, I've gotten to travel the world, and I didn't realize how good I got it. I grew up right near Madison Square Garden, and wrestling was here, and Vince ran the Northeast, and I got to go to so many great shows growing up, and it influenced me so much. And it's all I ever wanted to be. And I'm just so blessed to have done it. And that's the way I look at my career. I'm not happy. I'm not mad because it's over. I'm happy that it happened. A lot of people don't get the opportunity I got.
Absolutely.
And so, now I'm at a point in my life I want to be of service to others. Like wrestling to me, like, dude, I don't have a major ego in it. I'm feuding with Micro Man right now, the smallest pro wrestler in the world. And you'll have to watch MLW to see how that turned out. But I got to tell you, I've taken some losses. I lost to Jerry the King Lawler, man, in a casket match. He's 73 years old. And that's what this is about. Pro wrestling is about having fun, suspending your disbelief. But I always found, I see the holes in the bullshit, bad work, and hokiness. And as much as people want to probably look and poke holes in my work and my character, I can get away with things other people couldn't. You can punch me in the face, and that's the heat. I don't need to reinvent the wheel, and you have to kick me in the nuts to get heat on me when I was a babyface. And as a heel, I had a hell of a run. I had a lot of fun. But I think that people got to remember this is about kids. I was a kid watching Diesel beat Bob Backlund in 8 seconds. And if you're not a wrestler and you don't take that as, like, if that didn't change my life in life, it certainly changed my life as a pro wrestler. Because I always knew that all I needed was 8 seconds to change the world. All I needed was 8 seconds to get over. All I needed was 8 seconds to make an impact in somebody's life. And for it to be the easiest night of work that wrestler ever had. Now, Diesel, I love Diesel. I loved him. I was a little kid. I didn't know how tall I would be. I wanted to be 7 feet tall, right? And you're in the worlds, and the possibilities are endless, and you're a kid. And I was a kid in that crowd, bro. And my dad's not thinking about the IRS and my marital issues, trouble, or work and money. He's just watching his kid have the time of his life, right? And think this shit's as real as anything he's ever seen in his life. Dude, Diesel had a meet and greet that day, and I met him in Madison Square Garden in the mezzanine section. He was doing a meet and greet, and he was drinking a Budweiser, and I'll never forget. I was watching him. I was like, I can't believe he's drinking a beer. But, like, also that was normal for me, and I didn't think much of it. But now I know as an adult, he was drinking that beer because he was about to have the easiest night of work he's ever had in the fucking business. And he was already having a good time, and he knew how easy it was about to be. Now, if I'm a wrestler and I hit the ropes and I do a dive and I risk my life, and trust me, Scotty Too Hotty was on the card that night, I believe, and he did dives, and I didn't even know who the fuck he was. and I never remembered that he was on the card that night. It was through speaking with him later in my life, talking to him, that I knew he was on those loops, and he wasn't getting TV time, and he wasn't getting booked, and he wasn't. Why? Because he made more money in 1 quarter doing the worm in the WWE, Scotty Tuati did, than he did working on live events and wrestling every night for 3 years. I took my ego out of pro wrestling. I'm a pro wrestler. I'm letting you punch me in the face. I don't need to look strong. I don't give a fuck. I was a real athlete. I played college football. I was all-state, New Jersey, 1,000 yards in high school. I played real ball. I played college football. That's when it mattered being an athlete. That's when it mattered how much I bench pressed and how much I ran in the off season and how much I worked. Because that guy that's across from me, he wants to hurt me on this play, and he might hurt me if he worked harder than me in the off season. And so I could get with that. And so I would work my ass off in the off season, every off season in football, college football, right? And I knew I wasn't going to the NFL, but I loved the game and I loved playing it. When it was over, I got into wrestling. And I'm working my ass off in the gym, getting ready to go to WWE, and I get there, and within days I realized, dude, it does not fucking matter at all how much you ran, how much you lifted, what your body looks like, what kind of athlete you are. All you got to do in wrestling is make people remember you.
So here's one thing that does matter, right? You're a lifelong wrestling fan. Get it. You're finally in the big time, the WWE, and in front of you is Vince McMahon, right? This icon. What was your feeling? Were you intimidated, or what was that like? Assuming
first
you
time
had
I
met
met
him, anytime you've met him.
I mean, the lore of the man